Hey friends, I'm back today with another Flashback Friday. I am really excited about this. I have been wanting to use it for a long time, and then I hadn't done so, and then I decided I was going to declutter it, and then because I had that other decluttered item that I was like, oh, I really liked it, I decided I had to bring this back out. That way I did not have any regrets about it. And the palette that I'm talking about is Serenity from Cosmic Brushes. Now, this is a brand that, in my opinion, has some of the most affordable indie eyeshadows that are out there. I think this is made where the rest of the pre-manufactured brands are made. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that if you were looking at those color stories and you're like, man, I wish I could get those shadows from Bella Beauté Bar or It's Belle or, you know, any of those, their formulas might be just minutely different and you're spending a lot more for it. So this might be the option, the route that you'd like to go if you want to try those out and get that experience, but not for that price. And that's even coming, like for me, I'm in the United States, that's even coming from across the seas, and it's still really, really affordable. So the packaging, the packaging looks like this. It matches it. I actually really like this. I think it's really pretty. Pretty much every packaging that they've done has been really good in my opinion. And when you open it up, this is the color story. I'm going to get right up close so you guys can see it. There is some shift to it, there's dimension, there's shine. What I love about this is that there is a full range of colors here. You've got from very light to very deep, so everybody can enjoy this palette. I think it is beautiful. The mattes are extremely easy to use. The metallics are stunning. I don't know why I had to say it like that. Stunning, but they are. They're very beautiful, and then multi-chromes and duochromes are also just absolutely gorgeous. I'm wearing some of them today. I kind of let those get away with me, but that's just kind of how I roll. But I do really enjoy the formulas in here. I think the brand is a good brand. The price point is great. The shipping was great. I've not had anything negative to say about this brand at all. I've not seen anything negative. If you guys have, let me know, but I think this is one of those that I can say I think is actually like a decent person running this place. So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like Shroud, which I am so sorry that I did a review on. I did not know or have any idea that they had just kind of like left their site up and took money from people and then didn't ship out products. So I am, if I have not already, I'm pulling down that video. I am very sorry. Please do not purchase anything from them. Their site is still up and active, and I don't want anybody to waste their time and or money on a brand that doesn't give a shit. So with that being said, I'm going to do some swatches for you guys. I'm going to do a few looks, and I'll be back at the end to let you know whether or not I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to declutter it and sell it. I'm going to start with the shade right here called Mystical. Beautiful black. Ooh, very pigmented black. Probably didn't need that second swatch, but that's okay. I'm going to double up on the matte shades because I want to make sure I can get everything onto my arm. Let's do that with Earth right here. Well, no. Alright, screw it. That is a beautiful shade right there. Damn. Now I feel like I should have used it another day this week. Yeah, that's kind of like a baby poop brown shade. You guys know I can't get enough of those. I am going to swatch the shade Odyssey, which I used today and was so beautiful. It is a little bit shifty, even though I don't know if it was supposed to be. Kind of a gold that has an orange turn to it. Definitely very pretty. And very shiny, which I like. I like a shiny shade. Can't get enough of them. Okay, then we're gonna go in here to Sorbet, which I love, and it's very like it worked great on the eye. It's a bright limeish yellow green. I don't know what we call it lime, because lime's actually kind of a dirtier color, like the fruit or the citrus, whatever. Then I'm going to go into the shade Moss. Sorry, these are the early morning musings of my mind. Like, lime's more like that color. Not quite, but a little bit. I'm fine. And that is a beautiful moss green. Actually, moss is a different color in my mind. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm being way too picky right this second. I'm going to go into the shade Wanderer. Oh, they got me. It's an old gold green, which if you have watched my channel for a while, you already know that this is like one of my favorite shades to have. Which I definitely do, but I can't get enough. Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty. Then I'm going to go into the shade Lagoon. I know I'm doing these all ass backwards. That's a beautiful green. It's not like a true green. It's like a green. It's got a little something extra. Then I'm going to go into Spring, which is like a pistachio color. probably what somebody would consider like a true mint. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Serenity. Oh, she pretty. Kind of like a lighter shimmery blue that has some silver. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to debate my whole life and its choices. Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Forest. I'm like, please don't double up. I feel like I've made bad decisions in how I've gone about this. It's like a beautiful turquoise shade. Or teal. That's what I mean to say, teal. And then I'm going to go into the shade Echo, which is like a baby blue. And I think there's a lot more mattes than there are special colors. There is. I'm going to go into the shade Twilight. This has a bit different texture than the other shimmers, probably because it's not like a true shimmer. It's almost like a cream shadow. It's a lot thicker, but not when you're like applying it, just when you're touching it. That's a blue that has a purple shift. It's a deep blue with a purple shift. Okay. I go into the shade Mood. I hope I can get these all on my arm. That's a gorgeous shade. It's not quite navy blue. I'm going to go into a shade that has some blue, but it's not blue. Into the shade Awake. It's kind of like a periwinkle. It's a purple with blue. Okay. Then I'm going to go into the shade Ether, which I did really like. It's a purple and blue with a little bit of mint. Oops, I went a little further over. It is very sparkly, depending on how you apply it. And it is gorgeous. Yeah, I really like that one a lot. Now I'm gonna go into Make a Wish. That's a beautiful light purple with a hint of pink, in my opinion. And I'm gonna go into Pixie. I didn't need that much. That is a beautiful light purple. Well, mid-tone purple, I would say. What have I not swatched? Did it, 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 did it. Isn't that terrible, guys? Yeah. Okay, so I think I've just got 2 left. And I'm going to do this as a full swatch. This is the shade Oasis. I probably should have done that other shadow next to it, but I don't care. That is a really great shadow. I'm actually sad I did not use that now. Kind of like a more orange than salmon. Okay, and the last shadow is called Opal. I love these types of shadows. It's a very sheer blue to green. Has some other kind of turn to it, I feel, but that's the primaries. Absolutely beautiful. As I've said many times before, I will never get sick of a shadow like that. And that is the whole palette. I really hope I was recording this whole time. That would suck if I wasn't. Okay, I'm going to do like a redemption look. It's not going to be the exact same, but is it going to be in the same vein? Yes, it is. I don't give a shit because it really bugged me. Ooh, sorry. There's some things going on with my skin is like There were some things that really bugged me with the look that I did last week. This is a different palette, but it's very similar in color story, kind of. And I'm just gonna spread my wings and see if I can fly with it. So what I think I'm gonna start with is this shade right here called Sorbet. And I'm gonna put it in I'll just show you where I'm gonna put it there. How about that? You know what? I need a mirror, which coincidentally I have. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of get it a little onto the lid and just slightly above into the crease, gently, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed for me. I know that this look is not going to match my shirt, okay, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Because I really wanted to wear this shirt today. Of course, by, you know, another half hour, I'll be wondering what the hell I was thinking. Because it's already gonna get hot. No. My brain is, like, vacated the room. It's been a long week. My flare-up has been real. I just get really, I mean, like, I don't really ever feel that good. But a lot of days are a lot worse than others. And this last week has been horrendous. Like, I had a low-grade temperature, which happens a lot when you've got some of the autoimmune stuff that I do. And it never doesn't really turn into more or anything. Then I just, like, all of my muscles and bones and everything hurt super bad. And I was convinced, I was like, maybe I'm actually getting sick, which I didn't. And I mean, not sick, not like, you know, a normal person would say, oh, you know, I've got a cold, or I've got COVID, or I've got whatever, you know. So it never, like, progressed from there. But I felt awful, and my anxiety got bad. It was just horrendous. I was feeling like I can't even leave the house, which I don't really leave the house a whole lot, but, you know, like, there were things I needed to leave the house for, and I just was like, nope, that's not happening. So it was a really rough week. I'm gonna be totally frank with you, and I've not been sleeping for shit. This was a sob fest. I'm so sorry. Thanks for coming. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna take the shade Make-A-Wish down here. It's this light lilac shade. And I'm actually going to mix that with the shade right here called Awake. So Make-A-Wish and Awake. Yeah, see? But in any case, so, oh, sorry. I totally covered my eye. You guys couldn't see anything. I'm just kind of putting that outer V and up. And out a little bit. Now, it's very light, even on me. And it's funny, because originally I was going to just declutter this palette, and I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to break into a few of the ones that I decluttered that I was really interested in trying, and just make sure that I've made the right call, because there's a couple that I've kept that I've been like, you know what, I'm going to live without this, and then there's been a couple I've let go of in the same way, and was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? That was a terrible decision. And I just didn't want to feel that way about this. Okay, there's that. I'm going to use the same brush as I did the first time for the bottom. I know, probably not the wisest choice, but that's okay. I'm just putting that down below. Sorry, normally I have a mirror like right here, but she gone. She's not gone. She just moved. Okay. I hope everybody else that is watching, or anybody that's watching, is doing well. I'm feeling good and having a great week. I could use some more sleep. I know, who really couldn't use more sleep in these days? But still. Okay, now I'm going to pop into the shade up here called Pixie. This beautiful purple shade. I might have picked that up a little heavy on there, but it's going to be okay. And I'm just going to kind of stamp it. Outer V, bring it out. I stamped it at the wrong spot. I can sense it, but that's okay. It's actually not nearly as deep as I thought it would be, but I think with building, and if I had put on an eye primer, all of those things would have been factors into that. I'm just gonna, even though this brush is kind of big, I'm just sweeping a little bit of it down underneath as well. I think I blocked everything you might have just been able to see. It's okay, let's be honest. Nobody was gonna watch me for the artistry. Maybe for the color combos, maybe. I don't think anybody watches anyway. But you know what? I enjoy doing these videos, and it is relaxing to me to use my collection and talk about it. And then I feel like, you know, if I do decide to get rid of it and sell it, I've at least had that chance, that moment with it, and I've shared it with others so that they can feel the same. Anybody who may stumble across me and be bored enough to watch. Okay. Just doing the same thing on both sides. Kind of working back and forth in. I'm going to pick up that other brush again and take a little bit of that. Underneath as well. I feel like my eyes almost look bruised. What a lovely bruise you have there. I've been reading I've been reading a trio of books right now that I was kind of putting off. And I'm so glad I read them. Like, sometimes I feel like I just need a break from, like, the long series. And something that kind of works itself out pretty quickly. Sorry, I made a hot mess with that one, but we're going to go back here. And it's, like, I don't know if anybody else has heard of it or read any of them. The Glimmer Falls series. I don't remember the author. It's in my Kindle. But I've been really digging it. I don't know if anybody else has checked it out. It's got a little bit of, like, it's got romance, which I literally don't even want to read a story without romance. I have read a few without romance, but it's just not my thing. And, it's got, like, some supernatural and some sci-fi and just a little bit. I really have been enjoying them. They're quick reads. Well, for me, they're pretty quick reads, and I don't feel like I have to, like, dive deep into, like, world building, which I do enjoy. But especially, like, when I'm in the middle of a flare-up and I'm already feeling so shitty, I just kind of want to read something for the enjoyment of reading something, if that makes any sense. So I've been really, really liking that. And if you haven't checked that series out, you definitely should. Okay, I am going to go, and I'm going to mix 2 shades. Although I kind of want to mix a 3rd shade, but we'll you know what? I'm going to start with one. You know what? I actually pulled out an eye primer. Let's hope that it doesn't... Oh, man. There's no stick on it. I just wanted to see if it would improve anything for me. Because I used to use this one, like, years ago. And it turned out I had a little sample due of it. I just got it on my mirror. Literally just got it all over the mirror. Frick. And then I've got it on my bad finger. It's the finger I check my blood sugar with. And it looks like crap. And it's really hard to, like, use for eyeshadow stiffs. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I was not recording. I was like, I was gonna have a moment. I was like, no, no, no. I was about to have an interstellar moment. Okay, cool. It's a little tacky of a base. I'm going to start with putting on the shade Ether, which is this beautiful blue purple shadow down here. And we're just gonna see. You know what? Maybe I'll use a brush. If that doesn't work out how I'm hoping it will, then I will use my finger. Okay. Oh boy. Just gummed up the freaking palette. Shocker. Okay, and I am just going to, I feel like I've got a hair in my base. Ha! I do, somewhere. Oh, I did. I got it. I did it. I did it. Okay, and I am just setting that all over the lid. Ooh, that shadow's pretty, y'all. I should have done it without the base. Now I'm wondering how it would have worked without it. Damn it. I normally never use eyeshadow bases, so... But I just, you know, sometimes you just want that pop, that pizzazz. Ooh. She's pretty. I'm taking my pinky so I can take it underneath. Razzle dazzle 'em. Ooh. I like it. Shit, I might have, because it's been a long time since I've used an eye base. I might have already dried on the other side. Whoops. Yeah, okay, well, it was a nice thought. I feel like if you use it when it's still fresh and tacky, it works real well. But at least now you'll have an idea of what it's gonna work like on top of just like a normal eye, kind of, because this is not tacky at all anymore. So with it, without, you can certainly tell the difference, in my opinion. I mean, it's not technically without, but it's dry, so... It's dry, it's dead, it's dull. Anybody else ever watch Key and Peele? If you know what's... Oh, no, that's not what that's from, actually. Although I do love Key and Peele. It was from, frick, I think it's Adam Sandler. Yeah, well, it is Key and Peele, but they're on that Adam Sandler movie. Just Go With It, I think. God dang, that movie's hilarious. And she's talking about, or he's talking about Jennifer Aniston's hair. It's dry, it's dead, it's dull, it's ugly. Which we all know is not true. Jennifer Aniston has gorgeous hair. How nice for her. But it's funny in context of the movie. Wow, I've gone on a huge tangent. I hope y'all went with me. If not, squirrel, what can I say? I'm just easily distracted. Dang, I like that. I do think now I should have just used the green everywhere. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to take the shade Opal over the whole thing. It's kind of a shifty shadow, which y'all know if you've watched, like, probably my last 3 videos, there's been a shadow sort of similar to that, and I love it. Okay. Please just add a little something. Don't take away from the whole thing. Well, I feel like I took away from. I did this different than I was thinking. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's not bad. Nothing wrong with it. It's not that it's not functional. It's just not what I was originally planning to do. But how often does that ever happen anyway? Where everything goes how I'm thinking it will. Not often. I think I'm going to try and add back a little bit more of that green that I used initially. And I'm kind of pressing both on the lid and into the crease. Okay. I mean, I don't think I added a ton back, but that's okay. That's alright. Depending if there's anything else I want to pop into this, but I kind of just don't want to make it anything extra crazy. Alright, it's kind of crazy right now anyway. I feel like a thing of pastels threw up on my face, but that's okay. I have made a tidy little mess on my skin. I need, like, something. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why I needed to keep you here while I fix this, because I did get some fallout for sure. I feel like that's probably where I do better with a finger than I do with a brush, is that I get less fallout. But it's fine. I'm trying to think. Do I want to add anything else? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I think I'm going to leave it right where it's at. I'm going to add some liner, I'm going to do my lashes, and I'll be right. Okay, look, I really want to try this right here, but I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I kind of want to put it over, like, maybe a nude base. If anybody's curious, it was Bare from Melt. I don't really, I don't wear it all the time, but I really like it. And this right here is Space Buns. This is a lip oil. This is from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and I don't know if you guys can tell. It's supposed to be super shifty. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Did you expect a gold? Oh, shit. Every time I use one of these, it does not come out how I think it's going to. I really wanted what was in the tube, if that makes any sense. Like, am I just being dramatic? It's still really comfortable. It is really pretty, but they're all coming across really freaking pink. So, in case you were curious, that's how they're rolling. I'm, like, as much as I like it, and I actually like it better after it's blotted usually, because I feel like you're really going to see the shift more then. Please excuse this. This looks ridiculous, okay? But that's fine. We're going to take this journey together. Okay. There's a lie. You can't see it any better. Let me figure out the lip situation and I'll be back. Okay, so I did something mildly entertaining. I used this as a blotter and I had blue all over my face. So sorry, you may still see it. It is kind of is what it is. It took me like 4 combinations of lipsticks to finally find one that I was just like, fine, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. And somehow I've ended up with blue here. Maybe that's from putting it on my eye. That's all I can think of. I like the performance. I think that it worked really, really well. I don't know that this is like my favorite look. It's not my least favorite look for sure. Those were the last 2 that I did. Definitely an improvement. Still not quite what I was looking for, but it's totally fine. I'm undecided on what I'm doing right now. I would say at this second, I'm leaning towards still decluttering it, even though I do really, really like what's going on in here. I'm going to take Echo and I'm going to take River and I'm going to mix those 2 together and just try to come up with something sort of lightish. I'm definitely going to be taking more of the light shade than the deeper, and just trying to make a custom blue. So I did like 2 dips into the light blue, 1 into the deeper and 1 back into the light again, and that's how we're going to roll and pray that it works out. Oh lordy, okay, alright. I've already gone a little hamsies. I'm using a different brush than I normally do. Oh lordy, okay. Wish I could take that down a notch. I should have used something that fluffs out a little less, because this definitely got a lot further out than I was wanting. Well, as per the norm, we're just going to keep steamrolling through, making bad choices, and pray that it works out. Okay, same thing here. And just trying to really buff that. Make it smoother looking, because this side's a lot more harsh in my opinion. Maybe I need a different brush. Okay. For some reason, I just like these cheap, shitty brushes. I don't know why. I just feel like I can get the best blend, and I know every person is different on application and all of that, but I just feel like they work how I want them to. Well, within my skill set, which isn't that large. Okay. But did those two colors mix together well? I feel like they did. I'm going to take a little bit of that on a smaller brush. And just kind of put a little bit underneath. Oh my lord. And by a little bit, apparently I mean a shit ton. I have gone down too far, but we have come too far. This brush keeps poking me in the eyeball. I'm definitely getting a light or a deeper coloring on this eye somehow. I'm gonna try and clean off a brush again. Maybe pick up some more of that somehow. Blend it a little more gently. The under is already way too big, but oh well. Okay, oh my gosh. So I went with my mom to the store today, and it rained finally, which is good because we were like in a medium drought where I live. And when I got out of the car, I was wearing sandals. I got out of the car and I took like a step and I was like dropped right down into this huge puddle. Like it was massive, and I was just sloshing around. I was like, oh, okay, of course that would totally happen. And she's laughing, and I'm just like, yeah, yuck it up. And then she's like, just be careful where you walk. And I literally take like another step, and I step directly into another puddle. And so I spent my time walking around the store making a squeaking sound. It was like, rant, 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 rant. I sounded like a bad duck. Oh my gosh, it was super embarrassing. I was like, you would do this. You would totally do this. I definitely took this further out than I was wanting to, but it's fine. We're just gonna have to move on with our lives. I am now gonna see how else I can screw this up. I'm now gonna go into the shade right here, which is called Mood. I might mix it a little bit with Twilight right here. So this one and this almost slightly purple shifting blue. I know, mixing a matte and that together is maybe a little redundant, but that's fine. I'm gonna try to focus that in the outer. We'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. I should have used a smaller brush probably, but you know how I do. Okay. So then once I got into the store, and I'm like, my feet are sloshy and disgusting, I kept running into stuff, which I run into stuff a lot anyway. But I did too. I like stubbed my pinky toe. I rammed my hand into something. I was like, my gosh. I'm like, this was just like a tragedy. I should have stayed home. That was like further confirmation. I don't belong out in public. I'm not fit for company. And then today was is my uncle's birthday, and so went and gave him a card and visited my grandpa a little bit. My grandpa is just like the most precious ever. Like, if I can, I will insert a picture, which he probably wouldn't like actually. He does not like the internet. He does not like Facebook or any kind of social media at all. But he's so freaking cute. And he doesn't think he is, which is crazy. Like, he is literally, like, he's so handsome. He's 90, and he's so handsome. He looks great, and he's been sick, like, all year, but he's finally starting to put on a little bit of weight, which is fantastic, because he's pretty tall, and he had lost so much weight being sick. And he's just now, I think he hit, like, 150 a few days ago. So I was super happy to hear that, because he was, like, down to, like, 120, maybe less or something for a while when he had the sepsis the second time. So every day that I get to see him and that he is having a better day makes me happy. It's hard for him though, because it doesn't feel normal, and I can't even imagine. Like, he was really, really lucky. He had always been really can't I find another word? He'd been in great health, like, forever. Like, up until this happened, he was like working on trucks and working on cars, driving, and he still does sometimes when he feels good enough, drives himself all over. Like, drives hours away from the house for swap meets and stuff, or to get a part. which is really incredible. I don't know a whole lot of 90-year-olds that are active like that. And so this has been, I mean, a lot of people go through this a lot earlier, and I've gone through it with different family members where, you know, illness and things like that are different, and it can be really awful to watch. It's always awful to watch. I wish everybody had health and wellness all the time, but my grandpa is like one of my favorite people. Like, sorry, it's super annoying. We always lived next door to each other up until the last move that we had, and like, my grandpa and I would play catch before the bus would come in the mornings, and I'd always go over to his house and sit on the porch when it would storm with him, and my mom hated it, but I always spit with him off the porch because he taught me how to spit, and I always thought it was super cool. And but yeah, so this has been really a rough one. I hate seeing him have a hard time or ever have bad days. Him and my grandma we're all very close in our family, so anyway, it was nice to get to go see him for a little bit. I was really excited. I'm gonna take this shadow right here called Opal, the kind of shifty one. I'm gonna put that in the corner just to kind of brighten up a little bit. Okay, I did not do the best job, but it's fine. It's fine. And then I think I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I would normally do. I'm going to take the shade Odyssey all over the lid. There's something I really like about a blue with a gold kind of pairing. It just does it for me. I'm going to try this without the eye primer because I don't have it right on top of where I'm at. Just picked it up with my finger. It does have a bit of a shift to it. Ooh, there's no primer there. And I feel like that went on real well. Dang, that's nice. Ooh. Yeah, one of my favorite palettes back in the day, I don't know if you can say back in the day, but one of my favorite palettes from Pat McGrath was her first one, and it was the blue one, which is funny because I don't really love blues on me, and I just used to love doing like a blue to gold look with that palette. It was so freaking pretty. It really was, like, stunning. Okay, I'm going to try a brush for the second eye just to get a good idea of how each of these are applying, each method, because I know not everybody likes to use their fingers. Yeah. This isn't bad, but let me just put it out to you. Finger's where it's at. I feel like if I had used like a base, I would like this better on this side. But I feel like the opacity is just so much better when you pick up with your finger. It's a personal preference. Not everybody likes it, and some people are really disgusted by it, but I always make sure that my hands are clean when I put my makeup on. It really irks me. And it's funny because, like, back when I was young, I used to Wild West that shit. I mean, like, I never washed anything. I didn't wash my hands. I didn't even wash my makeup off after I'd go out. Ooh. Now it's just like, oh my god. Like, I was so stupid. I used to sleep with gum in my mouth sometimes. And now just, like, young me disgusts me. Like, girl, please stop using that eyeshadow that you've used for 20 years. Please, no. Actually, the eyeshadow's not as big of a deal in my mind, but the mascara, holy shit. So awful. I'm just curious, did anybody else ever have some really bad, like, teen and young adult habits with makeup that they don't have now? Because I feel like I was way different then. I used to wear colored contacts. Ugh. I was so completely unhappy with everything about my looks, and I'm not happy with it now, but I'm like, I am what I am. At the time, I was very insecure, and that's what happens when you are in relationships with the wrong type of people, and then when you have a relationship with people that do support you. I used to be so down on myself, and I still don't have great self-esteem, but I don't beat on myself like I used to. But crazy the difference time makes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking my used brush. I didn't pick up anything extra. I'm just going in and deepening that outer a little bit again, because I did get a little crazy there with the gold, but it was so pretty. Okay, are they the exact same? Not really, but are they closely? I like how I keep adding it back and then keep going back over it and trying to find a happy medium. I still really like it. I think it's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to do some mascara and some liner, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I have liner on. I have mascara on. I had a little bit of mascara on before anyway, but it's been fixed now. And this is where I am going to be leaving this. I like this a lot. Do I think I can get this look with other things that I have? Probably so. Do I like that they're all in one place? I really do. I'm still very torn on this. I almost feel like maybe I should do another use with it. You know what? No. I'm going to sell it but grudgingly, because it is very, very good. I love the textures in here. The performance is really nice. Everything worked well together. I like the packaging. I think it's really pretty, and I just think that this is a good brand. So while I'm hesitant to sell it, I will be selling it. So with that being said, I hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!